Who said that? I'll kill them with my power. With my T-Rex and my Velociraptor.
Oh my god. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because since we just picked this the other day, this has been like Christmas to me. I couldn't sleep last night. I was so ready to freaking watch this. Again for the second time ever. Oh my goodness. So tickets went on sale yesterday, now for Jurassic World 2. Oh. Are you excited?
I mean, I know I'm gonna see it. I'm excited about some Mosasaurus.
I know I'm gonna see it. So we decided to take a look back at the
classic the fourth entry in the Jurassic Park franchise, Jurassic World. Hold on to your butts.
Is there anything these dinosaurs can't do? So this movie to me looked bad from the trailer, and I was like, I'm not seeing this movie.
You know you're seeing this movie.
And then I finally watched it, like after it came to Redbox and stuff, and watched it on some video online. And wow.
I mean, I watched it in theaters. I was probably there opening weekend with my kids.
I'd say I was angry almost the entire film.
I mean,
the first time.
Whenever I saw it in theaters, it was pretty cool. I mean, it's little lazy and stupid at certain parts, but I'm just a big fan of dinosaurs, and I'm just in the mood to sit back and watch some dinosaur action.
You love
dinosaurs. But did I get what I came for? Maybe.
So the plot of this movie is Jurassic Park. So after 3 failed attempts at dinosaurs,
and I keep telling you it was only 2. The third one doesn't count as them building the park because literally a boy and his uncle were parasailing and they get trapped on the island. So like no park was being like done in this one at least. So that makes 3 a little better maybe.
So what happens in this film? So the film starts with a divorce. We meet...
Yeah, mom and dad are probably going to get a divorce.
Judy Greer, who is way too famous to be in the bookends of this film and not draw attention. I think those were reshoots. I feel like they were like, I don't understand why the kids keep complaining about their parents. We need to see them at the beginning and let's get them in here for a day of
But
shooting.
I mean, they ship them off. They're like, here, y'all go have fun while me and daddy get this divorce finalized, and hope y'all have fun at Jurassic World.
What does any of that have to do with the film?
I mean, that's snooze fest right there.
There's a lot of things in this film that are like talking about people in life, like people in real life and real situations that have nothing to do with dinosaurs chasing people. Yeah. We're going to deal with marriages falling apart, all right? So, all these weird things. So then we ship the kids off to a dinosaur park without their parents.
And then they're going to, I guess, with their aunt, her sister, I think, is who is actually supposed to get them, even though they spend like the whole time like with the babysitter or by themselves in a ball.
Yeah,
for some reason.
It should have just been that the babysitter was the aunt.
Going with them, yeah. And like that was an unrelated topic.
Yeah.
That would have been real good.
And then just someone, an extra, could have just gotten eaten by the pterodactyls.
Yeah. Yeah, but that alone is like the greatest moment, greatest death. Could have been anybody.
This movie is completely tone deaf. I love when people say that, try to use that John Trevorrow getting fired from episode 9, like, oh, clearly, blah, blah, blah. Like, they think that, oh, we would have made a better movie. It's like, have you seen this one? Because that's what episode 9 would have been, and this is what everybody's complaining about in episode 8. Like, I hope you came to laugh, folks, because Jurassic World is a comedy, not an action-adventure movie.
I mean, I didn't even realize that's who that guy was, and that would have blown my mind if that was episode 9. Yeah, that would, I don't think would have worked. I don't know, like some of the comedy works. Like, I mean, I like Chris Pratt actually being like kind of natural, like he's not over the top, but yet he's he's got a funniness to him, like because he's kind of a badass, and like just the way he like hits on that girl, like, yeah, you like me.
So the first time John Trevorrow slaps you in the face with his tone deafness is the first
second
of the film, because you see the egg hatching, a glimpse of the amazing CGI you're going to see throughout the rest of the film as the egg is being broken through, and then we have a second egg. It's very important because it's some throwaway line later, and then we cut away from that to see a foot. Is that a dinosaur foot smashing on the ground, making cartoonish Looney Tune smashing sounds? And no, it's a bird. We gotcha.
Tweet.
You thought that was a dinosaur, didn't you?
Yeah, because dinosaurs are just big birds, ain't they?
In my memory, as I was rewatching this, I thought I did hear like way more Looney Tune-ish sounds.
Yeah,
I thought I almost heard the theme song in the background.
I've never heard that, and I remember you always telling me about that. I was like, I don't hear it.
Did you hear it this time?
No, I didn't hear it this time.
They trick you because you see a foot, and the thing is, like, they evolved from birds. They gotta tell you every freaking movie. And you see a foot, and you're like, oh, that's a... And they go... And then they pull out, and it's like a little tiny bird in the park. Who gives a fucking shit? Okay, but then later... So
another time they don't show a dinosaur.
No, they do it again. They do it again later. We cut to the dinosaur kiddie park, and they start with a foot. And then it's a triceratops. They should have switched them, because now we're going to the kiddie park. That's... If you had done the first, and it's a little triceratops, and the reveal is that it's not a threatening triceratops, it's the kiddie riding park. That worked. Yeah. You're going to a kiddie scene, like that was like the let's rest from all that action of nothing having happened in this movie for the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
There's no dinosaurs. There's nothing happening. I mean, there's dinosaurs. Nothing happening.
Like they show the raptors. They show him like kind of train him. Well, the part that I thought was hilarious was literally that guy, like, trying to grab that pig, and then he ends up, like, causing the whole action scene is stupid, because, like, why was he grabbing the pig? It's in the raptor pen. It is its food. Why aren't they just going to eat the pig? Like, why is he trying to grab it? So he grabs it and gets yanked off, and,
No, that'll spoil your dinner. Get out of here.
Yeah, like,
give me that pig. Right? What we didn't see is at the top, the guy next to him was like, get that pig or you're fired. So he falls and looks like he should shatter all of his bones. And he's fine.
He shouldn't walk out of there, that's for sure. I mean, maybe not dead, but he ain't walking,
his head's
like, running
fine.
away from them.
His head's fine, his elbows are fine, his knees are fine. The man's fine. No bones poking out, no blood.
And then he's saved.
And from the previews, I thought this was going to be the stupidest scene in the movie of him training the raptors, but it was actually the best scene of the movie. maybe the only one of very few good scenes in the movie.
I mean, I like that scene too. I like just when we actually get some dinosaurs. I like dinosaurs.
You could cut the first hour of this film out. Well, they kind of attack it like the 50-ish minute mark, but you could cut the first hour of this film out and have an hour-long film, and it would be better than this garbage of adding the first
how
hour.
They stretched it out.
The first hour of this film is those two kids, which are completely unlikable. Do you even remember their faces?
Yeah, I do, just because I watched it recently. But
I would watch from scene to scene and not remember their faces. They're so forgettable. And all it is the same scene 17 times for 50 minutes until the dinosaurs attack. It's because they'll cut to something that's happening with the redhead, and then they'll cut back to them. And all it is I'm a little kid and I ask annoying questions. And we're going to keep hinting that I'm good at math for some reason, because this movie continues to want to do character development in a movie where everyone came to see dinosaurs eat people. It wants to break this mold and be like, look at that. Like the security guard's eating a sandwich while he's finishing his line. That's what this movie is. This movie is two things. It shows people acting their ass off because there are literally no animatronics in this movie except maybe that long neck that's dying, and everyone is trying to save the movie so hard because maybe they already knew that there wasn't going to be any good. Maybe they saw all the rest of the movies from their year and knew that there wasn't going to be any. Because I'm telling you, there's a secret CGI strike going on that nobody knows about. All the movie budget for every single CGI movie in movies for the past 2 years has gone to Avengers 3 and The Hitman's Bodyguard, which no one's seen, but if you watch, has pretty damn good CGI in it.
Yeah, but I mean, Avengers Infinity War had great CGI.
Terrible movie, Hitman's Bodyguard. It almost works. It's like you shouldn't have combined the two genres. It doesn't work. That's the only reason it's bad. It's because those two genres just don't work together, and they try something. And
what are the genres?
It's It's like that movie. What's that movie with Damon Wayans?
Bulletproof. Yeah, I always say that movie that's like Bulletproof.
Just Bulletproof.
But I love that movie, Bulletproof.
It's so what?
I love that movie. We should do that movie next. Dude, that movie is so funny. You don't like that shit? That was classic Adam Sandler and Damon Wayans.
I started watching it and turned it off. I've made it halfway through that movie. It's awful.
It's hilarious as fuck. It was maybe it's because I was so young and it was such an R-rated, filthy mouth.
Too.
Oh yeah, I forget we're the same age. Oh man, but no, dude, that's a great film.
So also
personal recommendation.
So we hear the Jurassic Park theme music twice in the beginning, and it's at the stupidest, most not dinosaur parts.
He opens his whole.
But you hear he does. But before that, they do a pretty. Oh, that's it. And when you think that's it, you don't know they're gonna do it again. So you think that was it, and when it's him just opening his room, and it's like
a view of the whole.
Come to the Marriott. Orlando, Jurassic Park Studios.
Yeah,
it was just isn't it magical? The mini bar and the bed, and that's not where you play the music, you idiot.
No, but I mean, it was.
But then he opens the window, and then they do it again louder, and.
See, I didn't remember that. I didn't notice that it was going in before
because
the big open the door.
This is so dumb. He did it at the opening into the bedroom. Who cares? And then they did it again.
But I mean,
and then the second time he does it is the dude landing the helicopter. The dude is just terrible at flying helicopters. Who just learned how to fly. He lands it, and they're like, bum bum. I'm like, what? What are you doing? Who gives a crap?
Well, sometimes they usually do it at the end of the helicopter.
It's the only two times I can even remember it from the movie, because if they play it later, I blacked out and in a rage. I'll tell you that. At the end of this movie, my brain exploded, and I don't know much of maybe how I heard things in my own brain. It almost transcended criticism. It was so bad.
I mean,
we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Let's. When did we get some dinosaur action going? When was the good moment where we finally got some
Well, right before we do, so finally something's happening. So then she goes to go get. So she makes a comment to her boss. So they do this whole like it's funny that he's terrible at all these jokes in the flying, and then they land, and then she goes and talks to the boss, and the boss get that guy to come in here and make sure everything is good. The guy that trains them raptors, and then she's like, she makes a snide comment like, "Oh, he thinks he knows everything," because to show that they know each other and probably banged, and then. She goes and meets him, and they have this great scene. And it's like, you should have put that scene at the beginning of the movie, and that's where the movie should have started, because that is an interesting scene, and it establishes both of their characters, and now I know why I'm watching the film. I don't understand why it's at, like, the 50-minute mark of the film or wherever it is.
Yeah, like how it's all the kids' story before that.
Yeah,
like,
of them doing nothing but, the kid asked, he asked the stupid questions. The little boy, the other boy, the older brother, is just staring at girls every time. Yeah. And then they do it again. And then they do it again. And then they do it again.
I always think, like, it's not, Lex and, the other kid from the first movie. Why do I give a crap about these kids?
They start the movie and then they say it at the same time. She goes, I love you. And he's like, I'll text you. And then every time he's just staring at girls like, we get it. We get it. He's not in love with her or he has love commitment issues. Why are we talking about commitment issues in Jurassic Park?
I mean, yeah.
I came to see a T-Rex eat people.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah,
and a semi-competent plot.
That's the only reason I'm here. I wanted to turn my brain off and watch some dinosaurs.
I didn't really get a lot of either, because I don't feel there's a semi-competent plot, because the plot of this movie, everyone, is that people are bored with dinosaurs.
And
F. Gotta give this movie an F. People are bored of dinosaurs? Dinosaurs.
Yeah. I mean, that's completely unrealistic. I mean, and see, especially because let's talk about the timeline for a second. Like, go back all the way to the beginning. They had a park. It was so close to opening. That's literally the reason why the first movie happened, is because, like, they were having this meeting with the lawyer, with the paleontologists and all this, and they were, like, going to officially get the go-ahead, like, this park is safe. It's open to the public. And then, all hell breaks loose, the end of Jurassic Park.
Great movie.
Yeah, the best dinosaur movie ever made.
Amazing.
Still holds up to this day. All the special effects. And then you got 2 where they're going to go in and go to the second island over here, and they're going to take dinosaurs off the island.
Yeah, it's fun.
And
it's just...
Yeah. It was a pretty good sequel. It really was, and it was cool to see a T-Rex.
Had a lot of really great parts
in the city and stuff.
Had a couple of bad parts. A lot of people hate on it now. I didn't hear anybody hating on it when it came out, but now it's like cool to hate on it. Where it's like Jurassic Part 2 is stupid. It's like the part that sucked was the end when they went to New York. If they hadn't done that, which they're doing in Jurassic World 2, is just a soft reboot of Lost World.
Yeah,
because Jurassic World is just a soft reboot of Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
it's so freaking lazy. When I saw,
is Star Wars making this movie?
When I saw, well, it might be Jon Trevorrow who was going to do Episode 9.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
no man.
Star Wars is making this movie. That's why I'm like, everyone quit saying it would have been better if Jon Trevorrow hadn't got fired from 9. J.J. Abrams is better than Jon Trevorrow for this project, even though everybody hates him too. Like. It's better than Jon Trevorrow.
I like his work. I don't necessarily
there might be movies I don't know that are good, but Lost, that's new. I'm talking about Jon Trevorrow.
Oh, okay, yeah. Cause fuck him.
I don't have to look up stuff that he's done, but man, if he's gonna put all that comedy in that, it doesn't work. So characters meet, Chris Pratt and Ron Howard's daughter, Bryce Dallas Howard, and I call her Bangs. So him and Bangs. Have some chemistry. They went on a date. They got all this stuff, and Chris Pratt is, his character he's Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah, he is the alpha male.
He's great at everything, and we don't.
He's even great at training raptors.
We're not quite sure what his job is until the end when they finally reveal it, and he was in the Navy, and I'm like, so because you're in the Navy, you could fix a motorcycle. You know the mechanics of underneath the car. I mean, maybe you know that, but I mean, he was just like, cut that cable and poured all the oil on him, and that you can catch a fly in midair.
Yes.
And you can wear a Henley and look hot. You can. What else can he do? What other all crazy things can he do? He can ride.
He can fucking train raptors.
He can train raptors, right? So I thought it was gonna be
And he can ride a motorcycle and lead an army of raptors.
I thought it was gonna
Fly, my pretties.
The Rangers. I thought it was gonna be a ranger. Those people would know how to train an animal, possibly. I would think that, but not. You were just in the Navy. You were training animals on the boat, or what, bruh? Where? Why is he a great animal trainer?
What was he training?
Why are there motorcycles in the Navy? Then what is he? I don't know. Do I not know what's happening in the Navy?
I mean,
it's in water, right?
Yeah, it is in water.
Okay.
Maybe he should have trained the Mosasaurus.
Maybe the things are happening there, but I would think that's a terrible place to keep motorcycles and animals, in my opinion. So, if it's happening, that's just my opinion.
Speaking of that Mosasaurus, man, that was literally, in my opinion, best part of the movie.
Okay, so
I freaking
before
love
they go
that
check out the
Mosasaurus.
dinosaur, they do this. So, it's a scene, it's basically SeaWorld, right?
Yeah.
Where, here's why the scene... It's fine, and then at the very end, right before the scene cuts off, it doesn't work. So we do the thing. It's the only time the Megalodon doesn't piss me off in the movie.
Yeah, dude. But that Mosasaurus is Mosasaurus.
Mimosasaurus?
Yeah, it sounds like a Mosasaurus. Yeah, and I don't know. Just to me, I love sharks. Sharks are so badass, and just to see that shark, and just to see it pop up and just bam,
eat
real that.
Because none of the lighting looks good in this whole movie. None of the animals look real. They look good, but they don't look. The lighting is off. They all look shiny.
On the big screen, everything looked pretty good, pretty amazing. But yeah, there are parts where it's they shouldn't be as shiny. Especially the night scenes. I think the Mosasaurus in the daytime looked a lot better than.
So they lower the thing, right, and then or whatever, it jumps up, splashes all the things, all the water splashes on them. And here's why the scene doesn't work, because that scene was written by an old person who went to SeaWorld when they were a kid in the 80s and 90s, when everyone didn't have cell phones, and now everybody has cell phones, and I'm sitting there everyone's cell phones. They were all doing it, and none of it, and I was looking at the phones, I was let me see if they have it looks like they got a nice case on it that's waterproof. They don't. Everyone is no case on it, and all of their phones are ruined, because it's not, the scene doesn't work in 2018.
Oh yeah, everybody's phones.
Everyone sitting there had a waterproof phone. Someone's phone is ruined.
Yeah.
So,
but some idiots sat in the splash zone. They're clearly marked.
The whole thing is a splash.
Woo! Mosasaurus, baby. I'm telling you, that to me was so badass. This is the part where I'm enjoying it. I'm yes, this is what I came to see.
I think John Trevor said the same thing.
Dinosaurs.
Because the Mosasaurus makes a lot of appearances in this film.
But it's cool. It's, in my opinion, the best part. The only thing that I think is the problem with this film is the lack of a certain dinosaur.
So before we go to the new dinosaur, that we are introduced to the people working at the desks, right, at the control center, those two characters, and immediately I knew there was a problem. The same problem I had when Ghostbusters opened and it had Zach Woods, and I'm he's famous for being a ridiculous funny guy. You should not be in this film, because that's the problem with Ghostbusters, is that it's not supposed to be a comedy, action, sci-fi adventure. It's action comedy. Comedy is not first. It's because they rank the genres in order of what it's most important, and comedy goes last in the original Ghostbusters. And it's why is it?
It's just because they're funny and they come off very charismatic, and
the comedy in Ghostbusters is
said.
Dry humor. And this is not dry humor in the new Ghostbusters. It was the Three Stooges catch ghosts with a black guy.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense at all why you would change and that was my complaint when it first came out, and everyone said I was crazy, and then everyone said my opinion didn't count till I saw the movie, and then I saw it and I was okay, everyone, I saw it and my opinion didn't change. It still looks like Three Stooges catch ghosts with a black guy. I don't know what y'all thought was going to be different. It's the wrong type of comedy. There's different types of comedy. But yeah, so we get these characters that are famous for being funny. We have Lauren Lapkus, which is a famous improv comedian, and then you have the guy from New Girl, the funny guy from New Girl. And it's clearly, they're there to do comedy, everybody. Like, buckle up. Every time we go to this room, we're gonna do comedy.
Yeah.
This movie is more of a time capsule than anything. Of just like, look, this is when Lauren Lapkus was famous enough to be in movies because of her comedy. This is when Chris Pratt lost all that weight. Like, it's just all these things. Like,
you're one sandwich away from fat.
It really is interesting.
That joke really got him.
It's a time capsule of all these things. And yeah, so these characters, they're hilarious. They don't belong in this movie. And every time they're funny, I'm like, if I could just cut you out and just put you like on a YouTube video, that's hilarious. But you shouldn't be in this Jurassic Park movie. And every time they cut to them, they're hilarious. And I'm like, it's not the right comedy for this movie. I don't remember the Three Stooges being in Jurassic Park. Bangs and Star-Lord go to check out the new dinosaur because we have a new dinosaur. Dinosaurs aren't good enough anymore. Like, why didn't they just like start making them fight like Robot Wars? If it was boring, like put them in a ring.
Yeah, make it like a dinosaur gladiator type. Like, I mean, they would literally like T-Rex versus a Triceratops. We're gonna see who wins. Don't get out.
So they made a new dinosaur and many mystery things.
And
we're gonna find out later.
It's confidential.
It's
classified.
As soon as they said classified, I was like, it's man. It has to be something that's not a dinosaur, or it's not gonna be classified. So clearly, it would have been another animal. Would be crazy. It's like, no, what's gonna be crazy enough as another animal? It's like, it's man. It's gonna be. They mixed it with man, and now it's really smart because then you start seeing it do all this smart stuff. They set it up the whole movie for it to be man. And then I know why they didn't tell us what it's mixed with. It's raptor. Are you kidding me? It already is. It already is just a giant freaking raptor. It's the stupidest movie ever made. And for another 3 weeks till the next one comes out.
See, it's funny because I guess they're really just trying to play up because raptors are super intelligent. Like, and really all it did was it looked like a gigantic
It had slightly longer arms. They said it was white. It wasn't white. It looked gray. It looked gray.
White, gray. Yeah.
I feel like the director of the movie doesn't know what colors are. You'll see, like the whole movie doesn't know what things are.
Well, almost most of the stuff that I have is gray. Like the action figure that my son has is gray.
It's white. The white or gray?
The big detailed action figure is like a gray. And then
I don't know why they call it white.
And then but the Lego actually is white.
I've seen some that are like white, and I'm like, it's never that some figures. Yeah. And I'm like, it's never that white in the movie.
Yeah, but the Lego one is fucking white.
And when they first show it, they do a slow reveal and then you see the eye, and it looks very green, I guess, because it's camouflage.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like, but he's saying the line when he sees it camouflage. He's like, it's white. It's like, and you look and you see what he sees, and it's a freaking green eye.
And see, what's crazy is like, why? If it was just T-Rex, raptor, and now it's got like iguana or like chameleon type like camouflage,
and a butterfly, and like a cougar, and like a scorpion tail.
Well, but realistically, like, isn't like that the actual being the camouflage? Like that should have been the classified like ingredient. Like, why is it raptor? Like, it is like, it's clearly not just a T-Rex. It's got giant arms.
How does
and
no one at
claws
this facility know what's going on?
Yeah.
Know about this animal? No one knows what it's mixed with. No one even knows where it is. No one sees it. No one.
Yeah, it's invisible. They don't even know it broke out or not because they can't freaking see the damn thing.
So Bryce Dallas Howard seems. They do all this character development of like her being a stickler for time. Like they have this scene where she's like, 3 minutes late, but then they don't do anything with it except later he's like, why would you make an itinerary for the thing? That's one thing John Trevorrow does. He sets things up well, where it's like we're gonna have this one line that pays off later, but it's like, but both things are worthless. So it's like I appreciate that you know how to set things up, but you set up nothing. You set up garbage. I don't care about either of the things that you set up and paid off. Like, oh great, she's obsessed with she's OCD and I'm 3 minutes late. That's a big deal. And then we find out later that about the date and then there's not anything more about it. So who cared?
Yeah.
They didn't save them from anything. It wasn't like her OCD kicked in and she's like, oh, I can figure this out, and that stopped us from getting eaten. Nothing about it. So they can't see it later. Chris Pratt's like, you did all this stuff. It's like How to Make a Serial Killer. What's that show?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so you did this and you did that and you did that. So you made a serial killer dinosaur. So where is it? They're like, what? And then it's clawed up the side of the wall, and it's gone. So it knew from only being fed from a crane that humans would know that if it did that, they would assume that it jumped over the fence and is out, and now they'll start looking for it or come in the cage, and then it can trick them into killing them. And so now we get into this an X-Men. This dinosaur has superpowers. Yeah. Can we go through the superpowers?
Yeah, and I mean,
it has camouflage. It has like super strength. It like pokes its finger through that ball later. Just the nail just goes right through it. So it has super strength. Because that ball is supposed to be able to prevent anything from crushing through it, and it crushes through it.
Like in the new film, an Ankylosaurus in the trailer smacks the crap out of it. Or was it in this movie?
It was this movie.
No, it was this movie. Yeah, okay.
It has infrared vision, so it's the Predator.
Yeah.
You think about that. If you replaced it with the Predator in this movie, would anything change?
I mean,
Literally, it's a Predator movie. Because then they're like, it's hunting for sport. Like, if this was a Predator movie, can someone do that? Can someone take the I-Rex out and replace it with Predator and all of those scenes? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
So, it's got the invisibility. So stupid. You didn't want to walk out of the theater. When it turned invisible, you didn't walk out of the theater. And I am talking to everyone in America. When it turned I'm looking at you. You didn't walk out of you didn't go, you didn't think to yourself like, I got ripped off. Because even if you stayed for the movie, you're like, you had to have made a decision at the point, like, I'm going to sit through a shitty movie.
I know, but I mean, this is what I think.
You justify it right now. It turns invisible, bro.
Look, man.
What are you going to possibly say to me?
So for real, man. So I'm chilling with my kids, eating some popcorn, and I mean,
and they turn to you and they're like, "Dad,
no, my son loved it. He's freaking loved it, man. I got a freaking bunch of Indominus Rex crap all over my house." But no, I mean, like, I kind of. It's sad that this franchise kind of turned into like. This was like a sci-fi movie with like a giant budget.
This is just 3, and everybody hates 3.
I know, but I personally don't. Like, I actually like all.
It's all right, films. But it's the weakest. I hated that they built a new dinosaur and then it killed the T-Rex and was like, "F you, T-Rex."
I know, but I mean, it was kind of badass because I mean that was it's an actual dinosaur. I thought it was kind of cool, but my main problem with number 3, and it's even worse than number 4, is. The T-Rex doesn't, like, we're all here to see the damn T-Rex, and, like, they did show it in 3. I mean, yeah, I wish that's not how it happened, but that's what happened. That's fine. It fought, it lost. And in this movie, where's the T-Rex? I'm like, I don't really care about this new dinosaur with all this new superpowers.
The I-Rex, which is just literally, when we reveal it, and then it's like, here's what it finally looks like. It looks like a freaking T-Rex.
No, I mean, I think it kind of looks a little bit like a half and half.
It
looks to me like a raptor is T-Rex size.
Here's what I'm telling you. If this wasn't the plot of the movie, and this was the T-Rex, and they said, this is the T-Rex, and that creature walked on the screen, would you be like, that's not the T-Rex? It's a freaking T-Rex, dude. It's so lazy. It's just a T-Rex with spikes. It needs a haircut. It's just like, it hasn't shaved for a couple days.
I kind of thought it looks completely like a raptor was literally just like enlarged. It looks like a raptor enlarged that is so large it's the size of a T-Rex, and it's like, like that's what it looks like to me.
And then in the next one,
I know, like this one. This is where I lose my shit.
Yeah. All
right. So hold on.
That's my favorite part.
So I like I did enjoy my experience in Jurassic World, but I mean it could have been. I don't know. Like I could have just if you replaced all the stupidity that we've just discussed and put a T-Rex in there, and it was just, the park is finally open. We've never done that movie. We skipped that movie. Like, it didn't happen in Jurassic Park. This movie, we skip ahead so far, people don't even like dinosaurs anymore. They're getting bored with dinosaurs.
If this was just a reboot, instead of them trying to soft reboot and walk the line, this would be a way better movie, because they would have made bolder choices, and they wouldn't have had much BS, and then it wouldn't be so dumb. Like, if this was just the first time it happened, it would be
because it's
dumb.
like we've had it for years. Like, it's been around for 100 years. We've had, it's as old as SeaWorld. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's just like Gotham. It's like if you just said that Jim Gordon was Batman, and you just said that Bruce Wayne was Robin in this universe, I'd give you show an A, because then I know every single choice you're making in the show is that wild, and now I can't be like they're straying, because now I know everything's crazy. Like, this is a different universe. You keep saying that he's Batman, and then F. I go from A to F, because it's just like, this is supposed to be like, the show's just Batman babies.
Batman babies.
They'll make your dreams come true. They lied to us for 5 years saying, like, this is leading up to year 0. It's like, it's not. It's just, what if everything that happened to Batman when he was this age? Because it's all happening. It's ridiculous.
But it is going to end at, now it's Batman year 1, even though every story's been done. So now, what do? Now we play the game. And I just think it's sad, because I did want to see a whole movie where it was just Jurassic Park, and there was actually a T-Rex.
And then what are they doing in 2?
And then in
Why
2,
are you so mad?
now they're leading in, and they're gonna go back to the island. There's a volcano going off in nature.
I threw up.
And then, so they're gonna go take dinosaurs off the island and make a park. So, sounded familiar? Yeah, Lost World. They already did that.
Yeah, it also sounds familiar. It sounds like the Extinction Event. It's so stupid.
And then, not only that, but somehow, I'm fine with all that. That to me, you're kind of admitting, okay, it's sort of a soft reboot of number 2, which I like number 2. Hold on, bear with me. I know what everyone's thinking. They're like, no, not that. But, it'd be okay. It'd be a good movie. But now, for some reason, they take that plot, and then they decide, we're going to make a new dinosaur. Because we didn't fucking learn our lesson in the last 4 movies.
They mentioned it at the end of this movie. They mentioned Vincent D'Onofrio. That's what it is, right? It's like, he's like, we're going to make it a small, imagine one a fourth this size. And that's totally the movie. And that's one of my Jurassic Park films is continuity from.
And this is what I want people to envision. Okay, so you got, they took a raptor and they gave it a freaking, they gave it a gigantic ray, and now it's all huge. And then that's your Indominus Rex. And then now let's take that same thing and let's give it a shrink ray, and it's just it's basically a damn raptor. I don't really get how this is
a giant.
It's a mini
raptor.
Indominus Rex in your bird bath, for no reason. Just picture that elephant in the bird bath, man. A little bit of cute elephant.
So then, we're still talking about the superpowers. It's got silent step. Later, they're like, "Oh my god, it's camouflage!" It's like you didn't hear it coming, so that thing's just tiptoeing.
Yeah.
And they cannot hear it.
You can almost hear the Looney Tune ding, 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 when he's tiptoeing.
And it's got a human brain. Because that's why I was like, why it could not be this smart. There's no way it's this smart without being mixed with the human. It should have been the reveal. And that would have been, everyone would have been off board at that point. It's like, you just sat through, you didn't walk out when it was invisible.
Yeah, you didn't walk out.
At the end, you would have been just fine, folks. You would have gone home and still said whatever you say about this film now.
Well, but I mean, with it doing the chameleon, that's not too far-fetched, because they used to do, in the original film, they're using frog DNA, so, it's just kind of a weird, why would you give that a bit, you're the one doing it. You're the one putting the damn blood in the vial. Why did you just make, let's make an invisible one.
He says they gave it cuttlefish DNA for the super growth acceleration, because apparently his boss was like, I want this now. And because of that,
we don't got 20 years.
Because the side effects are super predator invisibility. and Super Predator Vision.
I thought it was
and
also
Super Predator Brain and Super Predator Silent Step and Super Predator Piercing Claws. So would any
wow,
of
and
this
it does
movie,
have claws too.
Would any of this movie be different if it was Predator? It's a Predator movie.
Well, it looks better than the new Predator movie that's coming out.
Man, I hope that's good.
I hope it's good too. I love Predator, but
man. The second one doesn't really hold up, but it was great at the time. It's rough now, but the end is great, amazing, expands the lore beyond belief. I loved that last one.
The Predators.
Yeah,
that one was good. And I really like the AVP films because I'm a huge Alien fan also. So that's the best of both worlds to me. That's
so it tricks him in the cage, and then it attacks them. She's immediately in a car, and they establish in at least 3 different scenes in this movie that you can't get cell reception anywhere. This is a freaking death trap, dude. They call different things on different devices and no one can ever hear them. Every time they're like, huh? What?
Well, there's clearly one part that there was like clear cell reception. Like everyone's texting.
There is
and
some
then like
part,
I remember it clearly
none
being
of the dangerous parts. Inside the Indominus Rex cage, you can't get a call out.
Yeah.
The place an emergency might happen.
Yeah, and then also in that scene where she's driving in her car, so it's like you've had perfect cell reception everywhere else, but not in the cage.
20 minutes
not
outside
in the car.
of the Indominus Rex cage, you still can't get cell reception.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
She's on the walkie-talkie and she tells them that, hey, the thing's still in the cage, and he can't hear her. She's on a headset and he's got his security thing, and it breaks up.
Is it in the cage? What?
It breaks up. Nothing gets any reception in this death trap. It's all like, is the whole thing lined with metal?
Yeah, a lot of metal to keep that damn dinosaur in. I mean,
is the whole island just like like that island in Batman Forever, the Holy Metal Batman? It's a great line.
Yeah.
I like that movie, but I was very young, and I know a lot of people hate that movie. But I know a lot of people hate the next one worse than that. Yeah. People are split on Batman Forever, but everybody hates Batman and Robin. It's a great movie on mute.
Yeah, I always say that too. Like, I mean, visually it looks pretty nice. Yeah, pop in a good old CD, maybe some metal or something.
Put in the wall.
You know? Yeah. Whoa, that's... We should start that.
Fixed it.
Hashtag freaking Batman and Robin, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. Let's start doing that, dude.
Thinking after that.
Dude, that would be so awesome.
So then it attacks, it gets out, it eats everyone except Chris Pratt, who then does some MacGyver, Walker, Texas Ranger stuff and covers stuff. But they set that up, that's cool. They were like, it's kind of got a smell thing. And then he did that. He's a smart, quick thinker. He was in the Navy. I believe that part. It's just like he does everything else. And it's not that he's a Mary Sue, it's just that he's great at everything.
It's funny how that one guy was just like, he fucking just straight up stays outside of the vehicle and just like gets eaten. Like that was his survival instinct.
He was too fat to hide under the trunk. Why don't you get in it?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm always thinking. Why didn't he get in it? Like, don't just stand there. Like,
why don't you hide in the woods?
Something.
Why don't you like get over there with Chris Pratt? Throw him in front of you so he gets eaten.
But isn't he under the thing?
Yeah, drag him out. You want to get eaten?
Yeah,
like, drag him out or get eaten. Like, what are you gonna do? We'll drag him out and like eat this.
Well, I thought they were both like trying to get under the same like style truck. Like, wouldn't he like not be able to get under that one too?
I'm saying drag him out.
Just drag him out and be like, eat this.
And run. You only got to be faster than Chris Pratt.
I know, but he didn't look like he could run.
He definitely couldn't run. He failed at running many times. There's a part where he starts running and then he like gives up because he knows he's fat and he just turns around and goes the other way. Yeah. He's trying so hard. I mean, he's a good actor. Everyone in this movie is a good actor except, I don't know, I go back and forth with Bryce Dallas Howard in this movie. She's normally a good actor, but sometimes I'm just like, is it the writing or are you terrible? I don't know.
I mean, I like how
but
her character is just like,
Everyone's
am
trying
going
to say
run in high heels.
Everyone's
I'm
trying
going
to
to walk
say this
everywhere in high
movie's
heels.
so hard in a movie where none of the dinosaurs look real.
Oh, man. They didn't, like, especially on the big screen. Whenever I watched it, I really didn't. I thought it looked all really nice, and then like watching it like recently, like in the last day or so, like I mean, I know what you mean. Like it does look a little too shiny to where it does appear a little fake. But I mean, I'm okay with it. It wasn't terrible CGI. I still enjoyed watching the dinosaurs. That Indominus Rex, you can kind of put it on mute.
So now the movie has started. So all we got this whole time was he trained the raptors, which was an awesome scene. And now...
And a nice mosasaurus feeding scene.
At like the 50-minute mark.
Yeah, but, I mean, I don't know. That
50 minutes.
But at the same time, if we didn't have all the character development, some of that's what I actually wanted to see.
How will we know about the
park.
divorce at the end if it works out and they get back together?
I know,
How will we know if this kid ever resolves his commitment issues? How will we know if the little bastard kid ever stops asking stupid questions and is really good at math?
See, and that's where this movie does fail, is just because we don't need to see all of your, backstory. I don't care. Like, they could have just been kids on a freaking vacation.
He sets up all these things of like these.
I feel like
the kid's like 32 teeth, 88 teeth. Like he can count it like Rain Man, and then they all just set it up, and then later they're in the ball, and then he's like, "This is the number they used to like this
5.
is the yeah." He's like 5, and then he's like, "I thought you were supposed to be smart." I'm like, "This should have been a big number. It should have at least been in the double digits."
Well, it's because there's 4 in front and there's 1 in the back.
So it should have been like 12, and it should have been like, "I thought you were good at math. There's 13 or whatever."
I know, but they had to dumb it down for him because if he would have said 13, he would have just probably sat there and texted on his phone. But the fact that he clearly only sees 4, and it's such a small number that he's like, "Idiot, there's only 4."
That is what the writer of this movie thinks of its audience. It had to choose the number 5.
I'm surprised they didn't dumb it down and do 4. It's Jurassic World
5 for the age
here.
of the people that this movie was made for.
My son sure did love it. My son loved it.
So now the movie finally starts. Now the movie has begun. Finally, here we go. If you take all that 50 minutes and condensed it down to 20, perfect. Maybe 25. Yeah. I'd love 15, but that's never going to happen. But you condense it down to 25 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
That would have been fine. It would have established all characters.
All those kids do is the same thing over and over again. He can count. He can ask annoying questions. He can stare at girls. But cut back to them again.
I know, but I mean, each time they cut to them, though, they are like doing something different. Like one time they're at the Mosasaurus thing, one time they're in the ball. I'm just saying, like, there are dinosaurs on the screen, so I'm not.
It could have been Jimmy Buffett because he's just sitting there in this movie drinking margaritas.
Look, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care who any of these people are. I'm here to see the dinosaurs. But at least, like, there's this stupid kid that I don't care about talking over here, but the Mosasaurus scene's happening. So I'm enjoying the Mosasaurus. Like, I'm enjoying, hey, there's actually, dinosaurs in front of them. There's a dinosaur behind them. Like, I mean, I give it to the movie's crappy quality, and it is more. This movie was more like a sci-fi with a $1 million budget type of movie.
Have you seen the advertisement for Jurassic Park Alive, that new game? It's and it's like, oh great, movie accurate graphics, nailed it.
Yeah, that was a burn. That was a burn. You know what I want to see back? Where's my dude, the Dilophosaurus, man? There ain't no Dilophosaurus anyway.
That's what it should have been mixed with. That's how you fix it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't going to be man and it was going to be another dinosaur, you go, oh my god, I know what it's mixed with.
And then it would go,
and then it goes,
ha!
Oh my god, everyone would have shit their pants. That's everyone's favorite moment. And then it started spitting black stuff at them, giant black puddles that they could get stuck in.
Like you could stick your car in. Like I was thinking, like
that is what it should have been if it was gonna be a dinosaur.
Fixed it.
It should have been man. It should have been man. But if it wasn't man, it should have been a Dilophosaurus.
I mean,
a raptor is the same damn animal but smaller. Oh, that'll improve the T-Rex.
Well, what I think is,
you know what they tried to show is that it has arms now because it took that ball and I thought it was about to hump it. It like gets the ball and it positions it like it's about to hump it, and then it starts to try to break its way in there. But it was really weird. It like positioned it to straddle it. It's like, okay, so we get it. It's got arms now. Thanks.
Yeah.
Way to go. Didn't every dinosaur have arms except this guy? Couldn't you mix it with literally anything? Doesn't the Dilophosaurus have some arms?
T-Rex doesn't, though. That's the thing. Is like, I know Dilophosaurus had arms. I mean, that's it. Like, I think it really should have been the Dilophosaurus because that was the oh shit your pants moment of the first movie. You had a dinosaur that was not the T-Rex and it did that, and you literally almost do shit on yourself. That sound was so loud in the original Jurassic Park where that Dilophosaurus comes out. And if they would have done that whenever it was standing there with all the raptors and it just started spitting that stuff everywhere, it would have been terrifying. It would have made anything that you sat through this movie and got to this part, like it would have been like, this movie is amazing.
It would have gone up a letter grade for sure, or 2.
Oh, well, I would have got a T now.
I might have get. I was just so excited when you said that. My instinct was like, I'll give it a B after that. Like,
I mean, for real, dude.
But I would probably then go back down after I came to my senses. But that would fix that. All they showed the Dilophosaurus is the hologram at the beginning, where it's like feels like remember that, and then later it tricks the Velociraptor, which is again it's a setup that it's like I don't care. You know what I want to see?
I keep wondering
the Dilophosaurus. It should have been there and gotten in its way, and then it's like, yeah, the Dilophosaurus is a cool, good guy because this movie literally like the dinosaurs are people. So if you're gonna do that, then have him be on our side because everybody loves that dude.
Yeah. Could have been spitting stuff of that thing.
Yeah, man. Why you train one of those bad boys?
They could have all realized that like this thing is a predator that's like just hunting things to kill. Like it's not even eating the food. Like they could all kind of sense that and realize that and join dinosaur powers and use their magic dinosaur rings and
So, so the kids get in that ball and it's so stupid. Because think about everything that could go wrong with getting a ball and go anywhere you want in a giant field where dinosaurs are about.
I think it's hilarious that they actually got away with it so long that people were bored of it. So this didn't happen all the time. Like the apparently whatever dinosaurs are in the valley, it shouldn't be anything that would really, really fuck it up. Even
the Ankylosaurus messed the thing up more than the T-Rex or the I-Rex. It smashed it and it went spinning, and that's what got it stuck and smashed.
I know, but
that's a meat eater.
At the same time,
man, Ankylosaurus is amazing. I had to do 2 book reports when I was growing up on dinosaurs, and I had to do the Ankylosaurus, which then became the coolest dinosaur ever, amazing, best plant eater, and Pterodon, and I hated it because I wanted pterodactyl. Who wants pterodon? Just kill me now. Are you serious?
Yeah. Feed me to the I-Rex. Right,
Let's talk about everything that could go wrong with the ball. I saw a video a long time ago. I don't remember which video it was. It was like it could roll in dinosaur shit.
Yeah.
And then it's just all over. Like the Roomba, it's just all over. You can't see out of it.
And then you can't even steer to get back and get a car wash or nothing.
You could get lost because it doesn't. I don't know. It didn't establish a GPS in the thing. It established that you could watch Jimmy Kimmel live, or no?
I thought it did have a GPS, and I thought whenever it hit it, I thought it made the computer I thought that had even the thing to call for help. You could totally
because that's what you want in case anything goes wrong. You want to make sure that you're miles away from anyone that can get to help you. Right? That's good. Fail-safe. You should always probably assume that everything's going to go wrong if you're opening a park that hosts monsters that can take over the planet.
Why don't they have so many if they're gonna actually do something like that? Why don't they have other units out there of workers for every
station,
so many people? Well, either that or they're roaming around too in either jeeps or some other kind of vehicle.
No, they have to start at the beginning of the park, and the only way to get there is to drive from all the way. You got to make giant, go out of your way routes to get to things. So you could get to an area where you'd go into the lower part and you couldn't get up. Maybe it couldn't get enough traction. If it was a deep enough ditch, you could get stuck. It's so stupid.
I always thought what if the battery died? Is it run on a battery or is it really a car? Is it a suit? But either way, what if it actually just malfunctions?
They're riding around in BB-8. It is Star Wars.
Wow.
Another John Trevorrow revelation.
Wow.
They're in giant see-through BB-8s.
Yeah.
At least John Trevorrow didn't want to kill Luke till episode 9, and at least he was fighting for that. F you, Rian Johnson.
Yeah. I really hope you have a shitty day tomorrow.
Hey, beep, 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 beep. This just in. He will.
This just in also, he will not be making those movies still.
So then it smashes the ball. Ankylosaurus is awesome. And then they try to escape, and it looks like it totally should have killed them. But they run away. And then now all of a sudden, these kids know how to do stuff that they haven't been This is what they should have been showing them good at for the first 50 minutes if we wanted to establish. Because then it's like, they're good at this, they're good at this, they're good at this. You haven't talked about that at all. What the hell were they talking about the first hour of this movie? Because now the kid, dude, they found Jeeps, and he fixes the Jeep. And he goes, I thought you failed your driver's test. And he says, just the driving part. Right? Because everyone knows that the part of the driving test is being able to fix a Jeep that can't drive anymore. Like either the battery's dead, you gotta reconnect it. Did you do that in your driving test? Did you fix the oil pan and attach the battery back? And,
yeah, you got to be a mechanic. Yeah, I mean,
to get your driver's license.
Yeah, sure, yeah. No,
I mean, the only thing you failed was the driving part.
Yeah, I couldn't parallel park, but I could take the whole car apart. I could change my oil. I could, mechanic the shit out of it. And but I mean, honestly, let's talk about. I mean, that right there in itself is just a major fail because there's no way in hell. It's almost like in Lost. It's like that vehicle would not run. Like it's been out there for years. I mean, years. And it's not going to run. It's the battery. There's going to be something that is not replaceable on there that you can get it running, but you ain't going to get it running where you're at with what's going on. Like, you're not getting that car started.
He makes a torch. I'm like, you should have been establishing that this kid knows how to do stuff like this. He can fix a car. He can make a torch. He should be all.
Yeah, that's what he should have been into. Yeah, he should have been into that instead of girls. Yeah. He should have been into the Boy Scouts and into the Scoutmasters.
So unlikable. The little kid's more likable than the older brother. It's horrible. And so then I don't even know what they do. They start driving around. Whatever. The I-Rex continues to just kill people throughout, and they just continue to not sound the alarm. And then finally, she's like, "I guess that's enough dead people. Time."
Well, no, I mean, like, yeah, and then they start, like, whenever, like, the helicopters went down, because, like, after he gets out, they send the helicopters go down, and then, like,
dude, he gets in the helicopter, and they build it, like, this moment, and I'm already thinking, why do I give any care about this scene of him flying this helicopter? It doesn't have, like, a gun attached to it. He's not going to do anything. Why are you building this scene up with the music? And then he flies, and then he crashes, and then he dies, and I'm like, wow. I hate every single thing he did in this film. I'm so angry. It was all just to do some joke where we could do 2 funny helicopter scenes. Oh my gosh.
Well, I think they were just here to, like, I'm going to tear this helicopter down.
One helicopter does have guns on it. They fire it at the I-Rex, and I mean, that's a decent action scene. Yeah. Looks pretty cool. When the helicopter crashes and lands near the I-Rex, that looks awesome. But it's like the reason it happened is for that joke of him sucking at, it's going to be a triumphant moment, and crash. Look, we subverted your expectations. That always works. And okay, so now the thing breaks into the pterodactyl pen.
Yeah, and then it sets them out. And I mean, this right here, like, this is where, like, the movie, like, okay, stuff's going down. This is a cool scene. I liked them all running around, terrorizing everybody. I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is, like, action. There's stuff going on. There's dinosaurs everywhere. And, like, the way that there was actually, like, different species, like, some of them had different, like, mouse. Like, they looked kind of crazy.
Dude, no. Wait a minute.
Whoa. Look, man.
I'm glad you brought that up. I almost forgot. No, it is not cool that they have different mouths. The freaking pterodactyls, and for some reason, like 3 of them.
It was like a whole bird sanctuary. I feel like they had like different.
You're telling me this is like? Well, it may have been, but you're telling me this is a dinosaur. It was just a T-Rex head on the pterodactyl's body. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
No.
You didn't walk out when you saw a T-Rex head on.
it actually, according to like all the action figure line, there's actually like 3 or 4 different birds in that scene, and they're all like like not all of them, they're hybrids. That's what Irex is a hybrid. No, but they were like big.
With a pterodactyl.
Look, but they were like bigger, more. They're like they kept wanting more. More teeth. They even say that.
So people are bored.
They
of
made
a
those.
T-Rex head on a pterodactyl body.
Look, personally,
we gotta make an Irex. They're bored.
Look, but now now stupid as that sounds, like, did you see those birds? They're pretty fucking cool. And now that you know that they were
the
actually
ones that look like
those,
real pterodactyls were cool. The ones that look like T-Rex heads were stupid as shit.
I thought they were for like it being like like if you have not walked out of the theater yet, I feel like that
there's more.
Oh wait, no, but I mean at that point, if you know what kind of ride you're in for, buckle up.
I feel like wow.
Hold on to your butts.
I feel like you just unintentionally insulted every fan of this movie.
Look,
you're like, you're here for dog shit. You're staying for dog shit.
Look, I mean, no, I mean that's if you think that. I mean, if you're in the theater thinking like, hey, well,
might as well have been a dog's head on that pterodactyl. Dude.
Man.
It was so stupid.
Look,
it might have been like a Doberman's head on the pterodactyl. Sewn on there, you could see the stitches.
Look,
people are bored of dinosaurs.
They were messing people up. Like, I mean, just all the birds collectively were all doing really cool stuff. Like, they were, like, the ones with the T-Rex heads were munching people. And then, like, my favorite scene is literally the babysitter getting plucked out into the sky.
This is so mean.
It's I am terrified. Like, I am shitting a brick. It's like, second I see him, like, flying over the water, it's like, oh, it's going in that thing. And then it happens, and I love sharks. Those are my favorite animals. I'd be terrified as hell if I was in the water with them. And this thing is way bigger. Like, I mean, I am shitting. I'm gonna die.
It's a great scene, except that it's got Lana Luthor in it, who is probably way more famous at this point right now.
Isn't that a DC character?
Yeah, she's on Supergirl.
Oh, you meant it.
She's way more famous than Bryce Dallas Howard at this moment, just because of she's on a show that's airing, and that's why she's in this movie, and she does nothing the entire film, and you can tell that she's mad that she's here. She's like, I cannot believe I didn't get the part.
I know, but it's perfect because she's playing the part like, I can't believe I'm here. I'm fucking babysitting these kids.
Yeah, the movie is very, very metaphorical of itself. It does that. It does I can't believe the product placement, blah, blah, blah. You know how much product placement is? There's a video that has 3 minutes straight of product placement that's in this film. He's like, oh, you're called the Pepsi source. It's like, you're talking about yourself. This crappy movie that you're referencing, and you're like, you know that it's crap.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you know what you paid for at this point. Like I said, at this point, if you have not gotten your money back, just
you can't. You can't. It's almost over.
But yeah, man, that Mosasaurus scene grabbing that pterodactyl and her was awesome. And see, I really didn't know who that chick was because she didn't do anything in the movie, so I really didn't pay much attention to her.
She doesn't do anything, and then that scene, and I've heard someone else say this in a review, and I agree, it was just very mean-spirited. It's like, Christ, dude. I mean, but
it was terrifying.
She just die already?
That was the coolest. I mean, look, it was epic. It was the greatest scene. I think almost one of the greatest scenes.
It was almost mean for me.
At least that movie, but almost the best scene of all 4, just because it was so badass. Now, maybe not the best scene of all 4, because I think the Dilophosaurus itself was maybe one of the best of all time. That might top everything. Yeah, but that being said, I do love the water monster. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best scene. I did like a couple of I don't know, T-Rex moments because remember the T-Rex? What happened?
I don't know why everybody complains, but I love the Raptors in 2. They're amazing. That's my favorite scene. It makes
might be the best Raptors.
I heard a lot of people complaining recently in reviews. I've heard of just not liking the Raptor in the field scene. It's like, I love that scene.
That is terrifying.
I love that scene. I don't know what's to hate about it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't see him.
I don't know if it still holds up. I haven't seen it recently, but at the time, it was so great.
I haven't seen it in the last this year or maybe last year, but I mean, I liked watching all those movies. I'm a big fan of this franchise, and I think that this movie's kind of the dumbest one as far as like intelligent wise, and I think that's why they're like, hey boy, convince the audience that they're smart here.
I was listening
for watch this, but that being said, I mean,
you know why it is?
I like good stupid dinosaur movies.
I was listening to Garbage Town, the movie review podcast. It's amazing. And he was saying that studios like to play it safe, and that they would rather, if they had the choice where you could tell them, you're going to make these movies, and these two are going to be an 8, and this one's going to be a 4, or you could just always make 6s. They will always make a 6 because it's a safe bet, and that's why we get bullshit movies. And that's why we refer to 2017 as The Incident, because I think I hated every single movie that came out last year, except for 3/4 or half of Spider-Man. Because of all that.
There was got to be something. I know we always talk about how it was like
Name
the worst
a movie.
Year. Look, I'm about to Google it. But I mean, let's wrap this one up. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean,
there may be a small movie.
I didn't hate Wonder Woman. I'd say Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was a pretty awesome movie.
Oh, Guardians.
That was a great 2017 film. But yeah, it really did kind of suck. Like, even all the big blockbusters sucked. Like, you know, you had one of the worst Transformers editions. That last Planet of the Apes was disappointing.
The pterodactyls destroy everything, and we see Jimmy Buffett run away with 2 margaritas.
I mean, you
get it, everybody? Do you get it? Are you laughing, folks? Because the jokes are still coming.
Hold on to your butt. It just terrorized the park until, skip a little, and then, we get to,
now they're going to fight it.
Yeah, so now they're going to fight it.
So now we can talk about...
We're going to bust out with the Raptors.
We can talk about Vincent D'Onofrio. So Vincent D'Onofrio, it's roles like this and Kingpin and Daredevil that really make me wonder, why do we think Vincent D'Onofrio can act? Because this is horrible. It's so bad, dude. It's just so bad. And he's the evil government, and he's gonna take the dinosaurs. If I see one more movie where whatever the movie's about, the government's gonna steal to make super soldiers, I'm gonna freaking throw a brick. What is happening?
But it's always been the same company.
It's always... I'm talking about every movie ever. It's always super soldiers. We're going to use them so we can replace soldiers in the government. Stop it. Every movie ever, stop it. Please. I'm so sick of it. We get it. Super soldiers.
Especially, you're really going to, what if you have, say, the Raptors would probably need an alpha male with them at all times. What if the one guy gets shot? Now, an army of raptors are running wild and just killing their own people. This is the worst idea ever.
They talk about dropping them out of a plane with a parachute or so. Yeah. It's so stupid. Maybe that'll happen in the next one. So he's evil, and then we find out the only character that would agree to come back to this pile of garbage was the Asian scientist who had one line in the first film. So stupid.
To be fair,
and then the twist is he starts becoming the villain. Why is your role so big? You should have one line in this film. Stop it.
He had a couple more lines.
Doesn't his facelift look shiny? Maybe he looks like the dinosaurs. He shouldn't be there either. The lighting's all weird. He's too shiny. And so they're both evil scientists, and he's more evil as the movie goes on, and I'm like, I don't like this, because I barely remember him, and all I remember is it's from that Jurassic Park movie that I love. So it's you're taking that thing that I love and making it evil. That's all, because it's all just so, it's subliminal.
See, I didn't necessarily feel like he was necessarily evil. I just feel like he is the guy that has to do the stuff. I would rather have been a nobody. And then, but he has to, he is the guy that does all the fertility stuff in, the genetic, thing. So basically, the entire time that he's ever been on the franchise, every dinosaur he's ever created is kind of, is this really a step? It's just barely a step further, making, all they do is just cross a T-Rex and a raptor. It's no big deal.
They already crossed one with a pterodactyl. Who gives a crap?
I know, but I'm just saying, like...
That's what's so dumb. It's like, y'all are acting like this is a big deal, and y'all have already clearly done it a couple times.
I know, but not even that. But y'all have done it for years just by making the first dinosaurs out of frogs. Bryce
Dallas Howard is terrible at her job, so maybe she's just catching up.
Yeah.
Maybe she had no idea what's been going on for the last 5 years.
I know, and he was probably, like, I get the feeling more like he was like, we shouldn't have played with this. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like,
they should have just done a reboot and it still didn't open. I don't need to see the park open.
I wanted to see. I thought it was fine the park being open. I just wish that we would have got a whole scary movie where like we weren't sick of dinosaurs and it was.
Yeah,
a
the movie doesn't feel like an action adventure, which it should be until an hour in. Like it really feels like any other movie except what it should be. And then finally, at an hour in, when things run wild, it finally feels like a Jurassic Park movie. So they send a bunch of dudes in and it kills them all, and it's it's literally a ripoff of Independence Day when they're watching all of the spaceships disappear and their names are turning from like red to green and like, oh, Rogue One down, oh, do a barrel roll. And like they're watching, they can't see them, and they're just acting their butts off, acting like they're watching these screens of like their lights turning off. Number 13's dead. Number 7's dead. I'm like, guys, you clearly, it's straight up Independence Day. Stop it. And they all die. And then later they send in another helicopter. And I'm like, oh, so there is one more helicopter left. You didn't crash them all. And it's like these 4 guys sitting there in the helicopter. And all you can see is the one guy good. And he's got like a big, thick beard. And you're like, oh, this guy's trouble. And then you see that stupid half-hybrid pterodactyl flying out the window. And then he's like, boom, shoots it. And like, oh, these guys are good. Now we know. So he's setting it up. He's good at setting all this stuff up. And then you don't really see the other 3 guys. And then the movie continues. And anytime you see them, you still don't really see the other 3 guys. And then they all die. And they don't do anything exceptional. They don't like almost get it or like kind of wound it. There's like no point of like showing that they're the better soldiers and then them doing nothing. It's so dumb. Show them like they almost trapped it and then it still got out. Like that they were a better chance. Like you didn't show anything that they did that made it that it was a better chance for them to, for these, let's call in these soldiers now. It's just like who you had left. Let's call in those last 4. Kill everyone.
Kill them all.
They kill so many people in this movie. It's almost dumber than the fact that this is the 4th time they're doing it. Like it's almost dumb how many people they let die before they start evacuating people.
I keep saying, like in the first film that they didn't open it. It was only to those select few people that were in the movie. And then in number 2, they didn't open the park either. It was like a backup plan, like that they were like maybe one day going to expand on this island. Like they never
still went to the island.
Only like 4 people, and then Engines comes in to take their property.
And then it's like 50 people.
But no one's opened a park. So this is only the second film that has to do with a park. Is all I'm saying. Well, no, and then in number 2, they do want to make a park in America, but like that's
they rip off King Kong.
I know, but that's ripping off King Kong, and like this isn't like that's not them opening Jurassic Park. Well, I don't know. It may be, but you know what I mean.
I feel like the baby dinosaur in the Jurassic Park world, while they're still there, is almost as bad as when he's in New York. Like I hate every scene with the baby T-Rex in the movie. Like,
no,
let's fix its leg with gum. I don't care.
I didn't mind that scene necessarily because, like, it is like
dude gets eaten.
They're trying to save it, like, and then it's attracting the mother. So, like, to me, it's starting to build tension, and it's like, no, like, just go put it outside, like, fucking leave it alone.
Natural selection, man. Like, what if humans didn't exist? Like they didn't when he was around? Like, it'll figure it out or it'll die. Like, it's not your choice.
Yeah, I know.
Quit playing God with these dinosaurs.
Yeah. Stop playing tiddlywinks with their emotions.
So they go to find. All right, so then it's the reveal. It's mixed with the raptor. So Vincent D'Onofrio wants to militarize them, and they put GoPros on them. Now he's getting away with his plan, and they put GoPros on them. So now the director doesn't know how raptor vision works because they show the camera's vision. And it's supposed to be the raptor's vision. Like, the raptor's eyes are on the side of its head. And the raptor looks out. That's why it has to tilt its head like a freaking bird to look at you, or lizard, because its eyes are on the side of its head. So I don't know why you think that the camera looking forward, because it's because your head is stuck in a forward position and you strapped it to its head. It is in no way a representation of the raptor's vision. And they're like, oh, it's looking at you. They look at the camera, it's looking at you and wants to eat you. It's like, shut up. You don't know how anything in this film works.
Yeah. And then, like I said, it's like stuff with humans. It's a lot of stupidly poorly written things.
He doesn't know how divorces work. They get back together at the end.
But, so then they've, he like brainwashes the Raptors for a second, but only for like a second.
So
like,
then they
weird.
convince Chris Pratt, right? Do it or else. And they're like, well, I guess I got no choice, right? Because he convinces them, they're like, this could make you look good. At least you'll say, we use the dinosaurs to also save people. And then Chris Pratt's like, let's do all this, everybody. Reveal as the Raptors are about to tackle the thing, and then it's like talking raptor.
I feel like before it gets to like him talking to the talking raptor, I feel like the second we showed up, we got some army guys with some guns, we got 4 raptors, and then that big ass thing steps out, and I'm thinking, like, we're gonna fucking die. Like, you're not gonna, like, I didn't think that they posed enough threat to it. And then it starts to talk to the raptors, and it's gonna turn the raptors like, you humans are dead.
What if they just opened the cage and then the raptors just ate them all?
Yeah.
Yeah. He folds them on a motorcycle because Chris Pratt is so cool, right? He set it up. He fixed the motorcycle.
No, he's no dude. This is a man. He has metal fibers for muscles.
It's like a pirate.
And an angel.
And an angel had a baby. So they're following it. Yeah, it's like the A-Team with freaking raptors. And then he starts talking raptor. And that's the reveal. Is it's mixed with raptors. And the only thing that does is that it can communicate.
Yeah, they can go.
Why? Because how is it Han Solo? Does it know every language? It knows every dinosaur language.
Well, I mean,
how is putting its DNA make it come out and it knows raptor when its base form is T-Rex? Like, what did y'all just put in the tongue? We gave it the raptor tongue. So dumb. Well, it could have just been the I-Rex, and it could have just gone like, and we would have totally believed it could have communicated with the raptors. Would you have? Is that when you would have walked out?
Yeah, that tears it, mister. Okay.
It serves no purpose. It could have been the man or the Dilophosaurus.
Yeah.
Could have been a pterodactyl. Same premise as the Dilophosaurus.
Yeah.
Could have been a pterodactyl. And it spread wings.
I already told you I predict that is Jurassic World
2?
number 3. No, I predict
3.
that is number 3 because since they're doing this whole like I-Rex, I-Raptor, it's going to be I-Dactyl. I'm calling it now. You heard it first.
I think it's going to be I-Robot.
Oh yeah, he said that one too. Yeah.
So
I-Garbage.
So now they're gonna fight it, right? And there's a showdown, and they're like, the kid. Here's what we're gonna pay off. What we've set up 30 times in this film that the kid can count, and we really paid it off with that 5. And now we've established it. He sits there and he counts, and I'm like, is he freaking Rain Man? And he's like, 32. And they're like, what? He's like, we need more teeth. I'm like, huh? I'm like, the kid slips in and out of being retarded. I don't know what's going on.
He might be autistic or something.
But I don't know. He's completely functional except for those lines when he's just like counting things. I don't know.
It's like unnatural OCD, like weird,
but he's fine the rest of the sentence. It's like for some reason he can't find any way of communicating. He wanted to say we need another dinosaur, but he couldn't come up with. He wanted how can I say that in a cool way? I'm like 32 teeth. We need more teeth.
Well, it's not a cool way. It's a nerdy, like, I'm good with numbers way. It's like they cram that down your throat.
So she goes to go get the T-Rex.
And by this point...
it also doesn't attack them. Well, it follows her, but then it, gets in a scuffle.
Well, I mean, personally, I was like, where has it been? Like, I'm here to see the T-Rex. It's its signature dinosaur. Until this movie...
You've been seeing a gray one the whole film.
Yeah, well, I know, but I also feel like I'm looking at a giant raptor and not necessarily a T-Rex at this point. So, I mean, and then they get him, and then here he is, and the second they open the door, I think he's trying to eat her, and then she, once again, her character will not break character. She will not take those high heels off to run from a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Why wouldn't you wear flats to work? You literally have to walk all over grass all the time. It's so dumb.
I know, but she said that was her character. Like,
even
that's
if they're
her.
chunky heels, it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
And then she's running, and she did not fall, not once.
So
she's the best. I think that deserves an award. Fucking best person to walk in high heels.
In the previews, she covers herself in dinosaur poop so that when it chases her, she then gets away and it doesn't follow her. Or maybe the I-Rex is after her. But they had all these images of her covered in poop, and I was waiting for it. Maybe they took it out because they knew if it sucked that they would get reamed about. Like, it's like, because that's another metaphor. It's like, yeah, watching this movie is like covering yourself in poop. You're right. And she runs and then brings it in, and then we literally watch a boxing match between.
But it's so
two
funny.
T-Rexes.
It's so funny because the I-Rex clearly has the upper hand because it's like, look at these little arms.
It's
these
like
little
a scene
arms
from
ain't no
Rocky.
shit. And he was just like, bah.
It's literally like he's rope-a-doping him. It's so dumb. Like, we get it. It's got arms. Please stop.
I mean, he was messing.
It's using its arms like punches. It should be mixed with man. Why is it like forming a fist and being like, whoop-a?
It was like,
look, man, I saw a fist. I saw a clear human hand. It had 5 fingers. It had fingernails. So it fights.
And then, so it also, but right before that, I mean, it's like, it messed them raptors up.
Oh, yeah, so it kills 2 of them raptors. So they fight for a while, and they're fine, and then all of a sudden they're like, we got to get rid of we're done with this scene. Just kill 2 of them real quick. So, like, because they're like, why would it get away?
Just say blue, because he eat.
And then just blow it, just kill him.
Totally got his thumb in that butt.
So it's fighting, and they're like, everybody like pans over. Everyone like sees it, feels it coming, and then they show, I shit you not, the blue raptor running in slow motion.
And it's
like if it was an action scene and it was like the hero coming in to save it. Like, they keep acting like these are people. It showed it in slow motion.
I feel like they are completely characters. Like,
It's so
they
ridiculous.
truly are.
And
really, especially the way they named the 4 raptors in the film. We got like Alpha, Data,
he's
Blue.
the alpha.
No, but one of them's name was Alpha.
No, he's the alpha. That's what it is. It's Beta, Charlie, Delta, and Echo.
No,
then he
okay.
goes, "Who's the alpha?" And he goes, "I am."
Yeah, no, you're right. I guess that's the. I guess I meant to say Echo.
I mean, I like that he says
Echo,
that, but I don't like the setup.
Delta,
it's like
and
so
Blue,
dumb.
and then so that's the 4.
He should have said what happened to Alpha, not who's the alpha, because it was such a setup for like making him look cool. It should have been like, what happened to the alpha?
You're looking at him.
Yeah, there you go. Fixed it. Why didn't they do that? It's such a better line. He's
I think that's what he said. He said you're looking at him.
It's
kid.
like the movie, it's like he's trying to make Last Action Hero. Like, it's so weird.
That's a good movie.
But it's not the dinosaurs shouldn't be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, what is happening?
Yeah. It should be more like the Ripper, you know. I like that Ripper.
So they find. So then he comes in and he jumps in and helps, and like it's like they're all smart now. All these creatures are like humans. It's like gonna help him fight it. Like, it's somehow the dinosaurs all know that the I-Rex needs to die for the greater good, even though they haven't established it at all.
Well, I wonder if it's almost like they can like just tell like.
I guess because it killed all those dinosaurs.
Killing all the dinosaurs. Yeah. It really is like they're like sensing a predator.
But then they should have shown a dinosaur see the bodies and then like look over, pondering, like show that they can think and communicate.
Well, I feel like they've always shown how smart those raptors are, like in all the films. So what I think is, I think that the fact that he's like killing the other raptors, like he just sees that needs to be stopped. I mean. That's the only dinosaur that they show any kind of motivation like that. Blue and 2 of the other dinosaurs they all just got fucked up. Blue's the only one alive, so he did watch his brothers just die by this thing.
Oh, but they try to imply it with this next thing. So then it's fighting. So now, it's the things we love, the T-Rex and the raptor working together to get it. And they beat it, it's down, and then it's like starting to get up.
Listening.
It's looking. And it's looking like it's like a movie, dude. It's like the bad guy getting up off the ground, like it's gonna go for round 2. And as it does, and I heard the freaking
And then the
giant
Mosasaurus
jumps out like a cartoon, grabs it,
And
and then just pulls it back down.
And he does like a wrestling move, man. He like throws it over backwards, man. He
All
flips
three of
that
them
son
work
of a bitch.
together to beat it.
And then it's like, that's all, folks.
Kinda, but then they show everyone like looking into like just sadness, and it's like just end the movie there. But then they have to like wrap up all this parent BS, all these reshoots clearly of like, well, and now because the director doesn't know how divorces work, we're gonna get back together because our children survived an event where we don't even know how much danger they were in because they haven't really told us yet. The end.
Family. Yeah, but I mean...
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Jurassic World? And then ask me.
So I probably give it about a 7. I thought it was a pretty decent... like... No, I mean, but like I said, like concluding that it's all like poorly written, I think that the whole Indominus Rex script could have been scrapped and just slap a T-Rex in there. Much better, soft reboot, and I mean, I like dinosaurs. I mean, anyway, go ahead. What is your score on a 1 to 10? And remember, it has to be a positive number.
You just ruined my score.
Damn, did I really? Damn it.
I give it a 1, bruh.
Alright, now what was your score in the negative?
It's like -2.
-2.
I give it a 1. And if it had been a reboot instead of a soft reboot, only because it was slightly boring, it was pretty boring, I would have given it like a 6. But it's not. It's a 1. And this next one will be like a -10. Yeah. You don't even want to see it, and you gave this movie a 7, and you're like, I'm done. This is so freaking stupid.
The fact that if it was a soft reboot...
What if we made a T-Rex you could fit in your pocket?
Oh, shit.
What if we made a T-Rex that's the size of a raptor? We already have those, sir. They're called raptors.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. Just enlarge one and then shrink it, and you're just looking at a raptor
What
again.
if a raptor was twice as big? It just looks like a raptor that's done push-ups. It looks like... It's like, why is it a T-Rex? It's so dumb. And it looks like it's straight up attacking them in New York because like they're in like what looks like a pretty sophisticated plumbing tunnel, like sewer system.
Opens the door window and like gets in a little girl's bedroom.
So Jeff Goldblum is making a real career now of just like hitting all of his old franchises and saying a couple lines and the whole movie being complete shit and him being the only good part of the movie, even though his lines are kind of dumb, but it's still being super enjoyable and then just moving on. Like Independence Day Resurgence. Did you even see that?
No, I still haven't seen that.
We gotta do that. You gotta see that. Man, that is... You will not believe anything that you're about to see when you watch that film. Alright, so we're gonna go reserve our tickets for Jurassic World 2.
Yeah.
Gotta be there opening night, right? 7 p.m. on Thursday. Fixed it.